Week 18 of the NFL season is here, the final week of the regular season. Everyone has their eyes to the playoffs, or maybe some teams are looking forward to a little time in Cabo or Cancun or wherever the players go. But if you're going to spin to win in Fantasy Spin in Week 18 for the Saturday contest, stick around as Bob Harris and I are going to break down everything that you need to know, once again, to spin to win on Fantasy Spin for the Week 18 Saturday game. Like I mentioned, that is Bob Harris. Find him over on X at Football Diehard. So, Bob, for the Saturday games, we have Panthers Bucks for the NFC South, and then Seahawks Niners for that precious 1 seed there in the NFC, as well as the NFC West crown. So, of these two games, what matchups do you like? What player do we have to have? Tell me and tell everyone, how the heck do we win on Saturday?
I think, every winning lineup should have a Christian McCaffrey in it, right? Like, even in a tough matchup, as you look at this game, you kind of wish it was the other way around. Like, the 49ers offense has been playing lights out, especially Brock Purdy the last few games. Christian McCaffrey all season. George Kittle should play. Juwan Jennings is a guy that's been a sneaky play for me pretty much every week, and that he's healthy. He comes through, regardless quarterback in his case. But it's a tough matchup. Seattle's the tough matchup. On the other side of the ball, I don't. Obviously Jackson Smith and Jigba is super trustworthy. But Sam Darnold should fare well against this San Francisco defense. So it's kind of a, there's some toss-ups here on what you like, the momentum of a guy. And I guess I shouldn't understate we could all make fun of Kyle Shanahan and say whatever we want about him. Man, he puts together a really good offense, and the guys that he has, he has groomed them well to execute. And I think we all know why Brock Purdy is out there, is because he is a little mini Shanahan computer brain running through everything and doing exactly what the coach wants. And in McCaffrey, every year we hear, we got to use him a little less. But just like me, when someone puts cake in front of me, I should have a little less. I still eat all the cake. Kyle Shanahan must have all the McCaffrey he can get. So to me, the McCaffrey's like the deadlock in this game. And I suppose Jackson Smith and Jigba, comes pretty close.
Yep, I would tend to agree with that. I really like the 49ers just in general here for this game. And right off the bat, let's just go right to it. Actually, we get a couple there. So for the year, actually, there has been some times where tight ends have had a little bit of success there against Seattle. I'm looking at it here, about the 10th most fantasy points per game to the tight end. So right off the bat, is Brock Purdy our quarterback, and are we stacking Kittle with him there in that flex spot?
I think we're going to have a lot of 49ers if we do this. But yes, I think so.
Yeah, so we're going to go with there. And then what do you make of Tet McMillan? Because you can throw on Tampa Bay. He is the number one in that passing attack. But whenever it comes down to it, what bothers me and stresses me out is, as much as I love Tet McMillan, I love the talent, I am scared to death of the guy throwing him the ball. Because if it's an off week for him, his off weeks are bad.
I was just writing about this in my fantasy notebook this week at Football Guys. It's just pick a lane, Bryce Young. Decide, are you going to be horrible or are you going to be okay? Right? Like, I'd live with okay. It's the horrible weeks like last week. And we've seen those huge spike weeks. He had a pretty good week against Tampa Bay 2 weeks ago, 191 yards, I think a couple touchdown passes. So McMillan's probably in play in this one, just given the nature of the matchup, right? Mm-hmm. I think he should probably be on the radar.
Yep, and 19.3 fantasy points there against Tampa Bay a few weeks back. So we'll take McMillan. And then I like running against San Fran, but I'm never going to pick the right one between Charbonnet and
I'm
Walker.
not either.
So
I'm not either. I was on the air 2 weeks ago doing the radio show on the Thursday night game when Walker went off, and I'm yelling, where has this been all season long? This is what I wrote about all offseason. This was what I was told was going to happen by Clint Kubiak upon his arrival last February, that Kenneth Walker was definitely it. And I thought maybe they'll see the same thing that I just saw. And then last week they said, no, sir, we did not see any of that nonsense. And here comes Zach Charbonnet. So I think that's just an impossible, somebody's going to be great. I don't know who.
It's interesting. I talked about it a few weeks back. I think it was the Rams Seahawks game. The parallels between Ken Walker and Puka Nacua are crazy, only in the fact that once you get inside the 20s, neither guy's allowed to touch the ball.
Right. Honestly, it seems true. Charbonnet's had the big touchdown luck. I mean, I see what everyone else sees, and even Clint Kubiak sees, is that Kenneth Walker is the ideal fit for that offense, and the speed and everything he brings to the table, but they just can't stick with it. And look, I'm sure they're really worried about what I think about this as they head into a battle for the number 1 seed. So I don't think they're real worried about it. I think they're pretty happy doing what they're doing. So I'm pretty happy getting out my 10-foot pole and just avoiding.
I am all in on that. So we'll go ahead and spin again, see if we can get McCaffrey in any of these ones, and we get 3 players that I don't think we're going to touch with, how about 15-foot pole?
I think the Kendrick Bourne 100-yard days are gone. I think that was a narrow band. Yes, I'm out.
Yep, I would agree. Let's spin again, see if we get any more luck there. Can we trust Ricky Pearsall against Seattle?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
He's been good.
He was good early. Then it's been one good game since the injury, right? And I'm not trusting that. Just in general, even in the most favorable matchups, and this is not that.
Chuba Hubbard, yes or no? Because we're getting down to 2 spins left, but there's still JSN, there's still McCaffrey, there's still a lot of studs out there for us.
I mean, we can go to Hubbard and then unlock him if we need to, right?
We sure can.
Let's do it.
All right, we'll lock in Hubbard for now with the hope that we can go ahead and unlock him there. And
we're doomed.
Well, we're not necessarily doomed. So now here's the interesting thing for gameplay. At this point, Purdy, McMillan, and Kittle gives us a pretty what we believe to be a solid floor.
Sure.
Hubbard is going to get the ball a little bit. What we could do is basically leave the lock on Hubbard. That way all 4 locks are used. We spin for those last 2 flex spots. Or do we say we need to go for broke? We need more, unlock Hubbard and spin for those 3 flex spots.
How many Kyle Juszczyks might we get?
I mean, there's definitely as much as a spin could give you McCaffrey, right, JSN, and someone else, you're also staring Ryan Fitzgerald, Tommy Tremble, and Eddie Pinheiro.
Yep, that is a fact.
But this is a main event. I believe there's going to be 400 people in this. So we might have to go. We might
need to have a little bit of an outlier. Yeah, let's go. Let's roll the 2.
All right, we're going to keep Hubbard. We're going to roll the 2. And on the final spin, we get Ken Walker and Eddie Pinheiro. So we get a kicker. It just had to be.
We get a 50-50 shot at somebody who has a really good matchup and gets to be the DeAndre Swift of last week in this week's game. We both know that that's like the least likely outcome for Kenneth Walker is touchdowns, but we'll take it.
Yeah, we need the 100 yards rushing and 5 grabs for 50. That's just
and a touchdown.
Yeah, well,
take one in from outside the 20. We'll be fine.
We're going to be sitting there watching that game. It's like they're driving, and it's like, all right, they're at the 25. Come on, Ken. And they're going to get to the 18, and then you and I are both like, well, we're done. No more Ken Walker. But that's the lineup there. So, Bob, we got to go ahead. We'll do a little pick 'em here. So, as we look at the players here, of the players we got on the screen, we got Purdy at 17.9 points, McMillan at 14.2, Kittle at 11. Which of the players do we have in our lineup are you most confident in exceeding their projected point total there on the screen?
I'll go with Kittle.
Okay. The one that I like is Purdy, and then we need a third that's not Pinheiro because we got to have 2 teams. So
let's go McMillan.
Okay. Say no more. Don't got to convince me. So we'll put 1,000 tokens on that to 5x our money there. And that's the Saturday slate. Hope for the best that you get the right one between the Seattle running back and the 49ers score a bunch of points and maybe Ted McMillan in the early game. That's it.
We'll take it, man. I'll take it. I'll take a big Ted McMillan game. It's on you, Bryce Young. You know you've got these Buccaneers dialed in. Let's not go with that 50-yard passing day.
Bryce Young's rushing yards prop has been good to me the last couple of weeks, but I need a little bit more through the air from him here in this one with the NFC South on the line. So let's see if Bryce Young can get it done. But Bob, thanks for joining me here. Let everyone know where they can find you here and what you got going on I should say the rest of the regular season, but that's all of about 3 days. So maybe into the playoffs as well.
You can find all my work at footballguys.com, weekly articles, rankings, all the things you want to have through the playoffs. You'll find me on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio. And once we hit the end of the season, it'll be 5 days a week, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern time as usual. So we'll run that right through the Super Bowl.
And once again, he's over on X at Football Diehard. You can find me at Colby R. Conway over on X. And there's no better time to get in on the action and spin to win. So make sure you head over to the Google Play and the Apple App Store. Download the Fantasy Spin app today, and we will see you on the leaderboard. What's up, y'all? Hope you enjoyed the content. For the avoidance of doubt, please note that I, Colby Conway, am a DFS player entering these contests under the username Colby Conway. The strategies and recommendations in this video do not necessarily reflect the views of Fantasy Spin. Please play responsibly and visit fantasyspin.com/responsible gaming to take advantage of Fantasy Spin's responsible gaming resources.